Today we want to ask the question, is VLADiK BRUTAL the Russian version of the sacred grail of video game greatness, aka Half-Life? Well, no, but it's a hell of a ride. So guys, grab a bottle of vodka, put on your lovely uchanka and embrace the cold hug of Mother Russia. I mean, I have a Russian score of 15 on Duolingo, so I'm almost a native myself.
Он идет в кровать.
Da. Fuck. Yeah, never mind. I'm glad the game has subtitles, because there's only Russian voice acting. The subtitles are far from perfect, but that's okay, since the occasional weird English phrasing fits the overall vibe. But first things first, this game was released by Brutal Software in August 2024 and is received quite well. It holds a solid rating of 80 to 90% on Steam, but the Metacritic score is a bit lower at 7.3. So let's see who the devs behind the studio are. Formerly known by the name Narco Games and led by Vladislav Micheryakov, this Russian studio is a one-man team. You heard that right, the games are mostly solo dev projects, and that's also the case for VLADiK BRUTAL. Almost the whole game, besides some help by asset devs here and there, is made by only one person in Unreal Engine 4. Game development is hard, and doing it all by yourself is quite impressive. So imperfections are tolerable, and I think the pricing of roughly 12 euros is fair. This in mind, let's see what this Russian indie equivalent of Half-Life has to offer. Our protagonist is Vlad, a political prisoner in a fictional country resembling the Soviet Union, which is ruled by an oppressive dictator. This means you as a prisoner are nothing more than a replaceable slave, and Vlad, at least, has a job to do. This is good, right? Not really, since the military experiments with interdimensional forces and Vlad is a poor soul who is forced to flip the switch. This is highly dangerous territory and surely nothing goes wrong. But wait, I've seen an almost identical intro somewhere else. Nah, for real, they took Half-Life 1's premise as a huge inspiration, but that's okay, because they even joke about it in the beginning. This got me giggling the first time, and I still think it's funny.
Ну да, было дело.
Что-то мне страшно, профессор. А вдруг, как в той игре, все пойдет не так?
Well, as expected, shit hits the fan and the whole machine blows up. Nah, joke. We are not dead yet, and even better, Vlad now has regenerative abilities. This will come in handy since zombie scum overran the whole facility while we are sleeping, and security forces try to get shit under control, and we are in the middle of all of it. Great. From here on, we try to escape the omnipresent bad guys, blow some heads off while doing so, and try to find a way to survive this doomed world. Good thing is, our cell body also managed to escape this prison, so we are at least not alone and have a little bit of guidance throughout our adventure. This brings us to the meat and bones of VLADiK BRUTAL, the gameplay. The good thing is, our beloved seal companions are introduced right after the intro sequence, and boy oh boy, they come in handy. From here on, not many questions will be asked, since the two main groups want to bust our sweet ass. On the one hand, we have the bunch of zombie scum coming from this wibbly wobbly goo dripping from the walls. They are mostly pushovers, but can be deadly in close combat. Their group consists of normal zombies who go down in a few hits, and even more mutated shitheads. Fat exploding corpses, crawlers, and these invisible pieces of shit in particular can get very dangerous very quickly if you get overrun. And since this isn't enough, they even have these weirdly passive runner zombies who plop out running fetuses like it's nothing. I don't know why, but I think this little guy's running at me is creepy and oddly funny. This maybe comes from the fact they resemble a brick from the sitcom The Middle. Come on, I can't be the only one who's reminded of Brick Heck here. Never mind. On the other hand, we have the definitely not combine with armor, weapons and quite a few different variations. Some are close combat cannon fodder, but others are highly protected and do a ton of damage. Especially on open fields without much cover, you can get down quite quickly. One thing what I particularly notice is that the game alternates quite harshly between the two opposing enemy factions. Shooting some zombies for 5 minutes, 3 rooms further, and we are fighting the definitely not combined for 5 minutes, rinse and repeat. And I don't know, I can't really put my finger on it, but the pacing feels sometimes a bit off because of it. But maybe that's just me. Overall, I have to say I personally had way more fun fighting the army guys. They are fun to fight, the bloody aftermath is so satisfying, and they can give a good challenge here and there. But I think that's just personal preference. Luckily, for this we get a new little lethal toy to play with quite frequently. It is worth highlighting that every new weapon is a great addition to the arsenal. Here, the pacing feels great, and all weapons feel wonderful to play. For real, the gunplay feels so damn good. Every shot has real force behind it. Particles fly all over the place and animations are smooth. This is well balanced by a limited ammo supply for stronger weapons, which keeps things fresh and makes you switch guns now and then, even in the middle of a fight. I think that's great, because it gives gunfights a nice, hectic edge. Talking about powerful guns, especially the revolver is so well implemented with its glorious sound design. It rips through enemy lines with such violence, I almost feel sorry for them. Other than that, the shotgun does unimaginable things to everything in its path. It shreds every poor thorn on the other side of the barrel. I mean, the alternative fire mode is so insanely strong that almost every boss in the game is made obsolete. It almost feels like the comparison of the hydrogen bomb and the coughing baby. While we're at it, let's talk about the bosses. They are not the strong suit of VLADiK BRUTAL. I mean, they are alright and mix things up, but damn, they are not good. Often they hit like a truck and kill you in 2 to 3 hits, which can get quite annoying. Other than that, most of them are just simple bullet sponges. The good thing is, we can just blast them in a few seconds, thanks to a little boomstick here. But 100% a strong suit of VLADiK BRUTAL is the gore and the overall feel in fights. The gore system is mwah, chef's kiss, with dismemberment, chunks of meat littering the ground and dripping blood on the ceiling. This alone makes encounters so fun and make you feel like a raging force of nature. And I love it. Additionally, bullet holes look great, and the dismemberment gives a nice touch, but is not too excessive. Other than that, we have some other little details like smoking bullet casings on the ground or flies surrounding corpses after a while. Not particularly necessary, but pretty neat if you ask me. Also, a great feature is that surrounding objects in the world can be picked up, dragged, thrown, and are even used for small puzzles. This also means they give you the opportunity to cosplay Cassidy from Overwatch. Nice! A cool idea I want to point out are the green chem lights, guiding the way quite naturally throughout the world. I would love to see some similar mechanics in more games. This is so much better than quest markers or the good old yellow paint. Immersion is such an important aspect, and being guided without pop-ups or some quirky UI text is refreshing. Sadly, the occasional backtracking feels kinda weird and out of place. I always think I missed something just to later realize I must walk all the way back. While we are at it, driving is especially in the mid-game present. I kinda like it despite its wonky controls. I mean, since we're not playing a racing game, I'm fine with a bit of jank. Overall, it gives the game some needed, more calmer moments, which are not overused, and a nice contrast to the action-packed rest of the game. What I really want to emphasize is how well this game works. Yeah, some textures look a bit weird, and the overall graphics are okay at best, but VLADiK Brutal runs smoothly like butter most of the time on my mid-tier PC. At the point of this review, I already beat the whole thing 2 times and never had any major bugs or glitches. Generally speaking, VLADiK Brutal is a dark and gritty throwback to the kind of shooters that Half-Life made famous many years ago. Still, I think it shouldn't just stand in the shadow of other titles. This game deserves its own place in the genre. Sure, it does not reinvent the wheel or anything, but what we are presented here is a solid piece of software with a metric ton of love, details, and a great presentation. I really enjoyed my time with it, and I bet you will too. And that's it. What a great game. I see myself coming back to it again. But now I have the yearly urge to replay Half-Life 1 and 2 again. Thanks for sticking around until the end. Now I would love to hear from you. Have you played the game yourself, and what was your impression of it? Let me know down in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Until then, I'm Dave the Dace, see ya, and have a good one. Bye!